Now, let me ask you guys a question. Have you ever heard of the NFL Players Choir? Well, if you haven't, you're going to hear a lot about them today. I had the distinct pleasure of interviewing Bryant McKinnie, a former NFL All-Pro and Super Bowl champion with the Baltimore Ravens. Bryant is a part of the NFL Players Choir, affectionately known as the Players Choir. The Players Choir made its debut in 2008 in Phoenix, Arizona at the 9th annual Super Bowl Gospel Celebration, where they started off 40 strong, and that 40 included former and active NFL players. Now, today, the Players Choir finds themselves as one of the top acts on this season of NBC's America's Got Talent. So join me and Bryant as Bryant discusses the NFL Players Choir as well as this season of America's Got Talent. I hope you enjoy the interview. What's going on? Next come up is your main man, Brian Beckwith. And with me, I have a very special guest, as I always do. Joining me right now is former NFL All-Pro, former Super Bowl champion with the Baltimore Ravens. And also I might mention, because I'm from Jersey native, Bryant McKinnie. Bryant, thank you so much for joining me. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. What part of Jersey you from?
I'm from Newark, man. Brick City, brother.
Okay. My friends have a restaurant up there called King's Family Restaurant.
Oh, no. Oh, Clinton?
Yeah.
We love Kings. It's gotten us through some rough times. The food is definitely amazing. That's awesome. Such a small world. Mm-hmm. Well, the reason that we're here is to discuss, something very special that you're a part of. You are a part of what I'd term anyway, the world famous Players Choir. Now, I've been an NFL fan all my life, and this is something that I had never heard of until recently. Could you tell the audience about the Players Choir, please?
The Players Choir stems from an event that takes place every year since 1999. The choir came about in 2008, but the NFL Gospel event is something that's always on Super Bowl weekend, and the Players Choir got added like around 2008, and so basically we're like a spinoff from the gospel event for the most part. So it was an event where a lot of guys would come in and be a part of the show and would sing a song or two as a choir, and then from there kind of branched out, and every once in a while we'd do like a couple charity events and sing somewhere, but for the most part it was always at the NFL Gospel event where we came together and sang. And then recently a group of guys from the choir sang at the Pro Bowl, and somebody from AGT had seen it and kind of like reached out, and it became a thing like that. What should we try out? And Melanie Few was one who orchestrated everything, the NFL Gospel, and implemented the choir as well. She was saying, would you guys be interested in going on AGT? And after talking, a few of the guys basically were like, yeah, we'll try it. Mm-hmm. So that's how we all really came back together and are now doing more things outside of the NFL Gospel event.
That's awesome. And how long have you been in the choir?
I've been in the choir since about 2008.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you're a choir OG.
Yeah. But I've done so much stuff because it was about the NFL Gospel event. So even if I didn't, because like the year I played in the Super Bowl, I couldn't sing in the choir because they had rehearsals and I couldn't make rehearsals because I was playing. So I was a presenter. They had Sherry Shepherd, so me and her presented an award or things like that. And I remember Ray Lewis got honored that event as well. So like if I wasn't doing in the choir, I was there still to be a presenter at the show.
So this was something that you already had an interest in terms of. So answer me. So question: how long have you been interested in actually singing? Again, I know people are diverse personally and have diverse interests, mm-hmm. But the common person, seeing an NFL player, wouldn't think that, they have this melodic voice that can entertain thousands and bring.
Why is that? That's my question. Why is that?
I don't know. I think it might be because of the physical nature of doing part to the physical nature of the game.
Right.
That's just, and then we only have a few minutes. So I'm sure there's probably some other deeper things.
Okay, yeah. I always feel like that. with athletes, I feel like there's always like kind of like a cap. Like people always try to put like a limit on us and the things that we're able to do when you have more than one gift. And me, my love for music, it wasn't necessarily singing. It's just the love for music started as a child. When it came to the Casio pianos and being able to make beats on there and then having a karaoke machine and things like that. So I wasn't a person who went around singing all the time. You only know I could sing is if we were at karaoke or somewhere like that. I was just more of the person who, just did it for the enjoyment, and then also had a record label as well, and just had a great ear and had I knew what sounded well. So that was another like attribute to me as well.
Mhm. So what's the camaraderie like within the choir? And was it for some people, I don't know about for yourself, but was there any kind of transition to going from rival to compatriot or teammate in another realm?
For me, I didn't have that. I didn't really have that feeling for the choir. If anything, I just feel like I just stepped back into a locker room and these guys are now on my team. That type of vibe, because we all pretty much are on the same team with the purpose to, with the same goal. Especially right now, it's like we're on a team against everybody else to try to get as far as we can get on AGT. So no, there's people I've played against, like Tommy Harris. I played for the Vikings. He played for the Bears. So we were in the same, conference. So we played each other twice a year. But we also were friends prior to Tommy since college. So we also were friends too prior. So I didn't really have anybody who I looked at as like, oh, here they go, or anything like
Right.
that.
Right. So how do you guys prepare for AGT in particular?
A lot of rehearsal. Well, we rehearsed when we got there. Like you always get there. Like the last time we were there for like, say like 14, 15 days. So you rehearse right away. They would sing the songs you had to sing, so you can try to like get used to hearing the song, because they change it up to fit us a little, and send you over the lyrics to make sure everybody knows the lyrics and things like that. And then when you get there, it's like you hit the ground running, and it feels like Groundhog's Day, because like every day is like the same thing. You don't really know the track of the day. You lose track of days, and you're just pretty much in rehearsal mode where it comes to singing. You have a vocal coach there and just going over and singing the songs, and then you also have choreography, so you're in there learning the dance steps and moves and 8 counts, things like that. And then you have meetings afterwards. Then you have to do like you know film, like social media posts and just different. It's a lot, but it's worth it. It was a great experience.
Was this pressure any different, or should I say, how was that pressure different than playing in a big game? You've played in a bunch of big games in your career, but was there any correlation there?
Well, just because it's competition, yeah. But the difference is the outcome is different, because you somewhat have control, but you don't, because you have to really rely on America to vote. So you need everybody to kind of see and get everybody's attention, tune in, and be there and be available to see your performance, and then want to vote for you, and tell your friends to vote. Where in our world, we kind of could dictate, just how well we executed and got things done and score touchdowns and stop people from scoring touchdowns. So it was a little different where we could dictate more on a football level. But here it's like you put on a great performance, but you still have to make sure America, is happy to see you.
Right. And what's the update, the status of you guys now in the competition?
We have a chance to return as a wild card, so we'll know that soon by next week, because then we'll have to travel next week back out. So we'll know very soon, and we just need America to kind of become a wild card. We'll need America to vote again, and it'll be 4 wild cards, and we'll need them to vote for us so we can be the one that returns back.
And do you have a date for that particular the wild card? Or
yeah, so the wild card, the show airs on next week on the 6th, and then I believe the voting will be on the 7th. So on the 7th of September, that's when everybody will have to tune in and vote, and it's between a certain hours. I know the hours is like maybe 10 p.m. Eastern to like 7 a.m. That Thursday morning. And then they will call and, like, I guess let us know, because then we would have to travel on the 8th to get out there if we're selected and be ready to perform that following Tuesday.
Wow. So it's no joke. The deeper you go into this competition.
Yeah. So we're like on standby for the most part right now, just just trying to get ourselves prepared in case we are called. We have to be ready to go right away.
Okay. Now, outside of currently America's Got Talent, what is the overall mission or purpose of the choir? Do you guys what else are you guys involved in?
Well, now, I mean, we do like some charity things. We, go to hospitals. We do, we have like little retreats and things like that. So right now, I feel like the purpose has gotten a little bigger because before it was a once a year thing, but now it's actually, you know, helping guys who maybe going through things mentally, gives them a break and they're able to kind of come and fellowship with their brothers who have been through similar things and give advice and uplift and things like that too. So serving that type of purpose as well, especially in like the mental health realm. So it's actually a pretty good thing. So not only are you in a competition mode for AG2, but also outside of that, you're able to kind of fellowship and get away. And a lot of us are the strong go-to people in our family. So it allows us to be around that and kind of pour back into each other.
Right. Can you talk a little bit about how being a part of this choir, as well as the outreach, the give back, how has that helped you?
I like giving back. So I just feel like it's a good thing always to do. It's a good feeling to be able to give back. And it's also good to show people that we are more than just athletes and we can come together and you see, there's black men on television singing and hitting these 8 counts and everything like that. So I feel like it's a good look publicly as well.
I will say it was when I first saw you guys on the competition. I did feel I had a feeling, I felt inspired. It actually even took me back to back in the day, not to go too far left here, but it even took me back a little bit back in the day when, I would go to church and, we'd have a men's choir and that was like a big deal, that was a big deal. So from a representation standpoint, first of all, I'll say from a personal standpoint, I appreciate what you guys do.
Oh, thank you very much.
Yeah, no problem, man. I think it's excellent. I think it's awesome. Just even, to the extent of where you do have, I used to be shy, right? So shy-ish. And, well, you couldn't catch me in the choir, but that seeing what you guys do, that might motivate someone else to, try something new,
Right.
So thank you. And just one last question in closing. Do you have any words of advice for anybody watching this who might be chasing a dream or have something they want to accomplish, whether it's in sports or another arena?
For the most part is you got to go after, and then people try to wait for the perfect time. There's no such thing as a perfect time. You know what I mean? So it's like, just kind of get up and be prepared and just go after your dreams. It doesn't, you'll regret, it's always, don't regret what you do, regret what you don't do. That's what I always try to tell people, because sometimes you'll miss out on some things, holding yourself back or being in your own way.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Bryant. This was a pleasure. Again, we really appreciate your time and good luck on the competition next week.
Thank you very much.
All right. Good talking to you.
Okay.
Please don't forget to follow The Next Come Up on Instagram at The Next Come Up and subscribe to our YouTube channel at The Next Come Up. And you can also follow me on Instagram at B_skills. That's B_SKILLZ. Talk to you soon.